Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. How are you today? I
Fine.
hope I hope you're doing good, right? Okay. Let me introduce myself. My name is Suprianus Lase. I am from English Language Education batch 2020, and today I will be the master of ceremony of this webinar. It is my pleasure to welcome you all to the second Career Month event on Friday, 4th June 2021. In today's webinar, we would hear how becoming an English teacher mesmerized our guest speaker today. First of all, let's be grateful as God always gives us His bless and mercy so that we can gather in this online room. So now, if it's possible for you, I would like to invite you to open your camera and mute your microphone. Thank you. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we move on to the next our agenda, we will pray together, led by Christina from English Language Education batch 2020. Christina, please.
All right. First of all, I will lead the prayer in Christian. Let's pray. Thank you, God, for your blessing so we can gather today. Please bless this webinar so we can hold it well and get something from this. Thank you. Amen.
Thank you, Christina. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me read our agenda for today. There are three sections. The first, we will have the welcoming remarks from Ibu Anesti Budi Ermerawati M.Hum as the Vice Dean of the Students Affairs, Alumni, and Cooperation of the Faculty of Education and Humanity. After that, our main session delivered by our great speaker. She is Ibu Laili. And the last session, we have question and answer and then closing. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite you to sing our national anthem, Indonesia Raya, and follow it by Mars Ukadewe. Elsa, please.
Indonesia tanah airku, tanah tumpah darahku.
Thank you, Elsa, and thank you, everyone, for your participation. And now we step on the following agenda, which is the welcoming remarks from Ibu Anesti Budi Ermerawati M. Hum as the Vice Dean of the Students Affairs, Alumni, and Cooperation of the Faculty of Education and Humanity. Bumera, time is yours.
Yes, thank you, Supri. All right, good afternoon, everyone. Right, so first of all, our highest gratitude for our Jesus Christ for the blessings today we have that everyone can be here together again in our second career month, right? And also, I'm going to uh, say good afternoon and how are you for our students, English Language Education Department students, and also our Chief of the Department, Ibu Pipit. Good afternoon. And also Ibu Laili, our guest for today, right? I think the students cannot wait to hear from you, Ibu Laili. So I will not speak very long. Yes. Okay. Right. So this is our second career month, and this is a bi-monthly program that we are going to have. And hopefully, by joining this session, everyone will be inspired by the speaker. So mahasiswa can have a brighter idea and also have a better paradigm about some careers that they are going to get later on after they graduate. And for the time being, for the meantime, students have enough time to prepare, to see, and to have a clear map for their journey starting from now until later when they graduate. And today, we are inviting a very prominent guest in the field. She is a teacher, a very inspiring teacher. And I believe maybe some of you PBI students who have a, who have a doubt. So for those who are still doubtful for getting a teacher as your future job, well, it's time for you to listen to Ibu Laili later. That what should we think about when when we want to put a teacher, right, as one of our as one of your future career in your list, right? So I think without further ado, I will not talk too long. I'm going to open the session for today, the second career month, for you to learn, for you to listen, and for you to get inspired. Okay, so thank you. I'm giving the screen back to Supri.
Thank you, Bumera, for your speech. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, before we step on this event today, I will tell you something about couple days ago, we had make some survey in our Instagram, in our Instagram story related to our topic today. And we get some impressive responses. The first question about what is a teacher in your opinion? And one of the responses is everyone need the experience. Wow. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we have 69% want to be a teacher or want to be an educator. So, ladies and gentlemen, from the survey, we can see that many of English language education students want to be an educator. So, later on, we will get some tips and tricks how to be a great educator or teacher from our great speaker today. Okay, everyone, I want to remind the entire participants in Zoom and also in our YouTube channel to stay tuned, because this session will be a memorable thing for you. And please write your question in the chat box on Zoom or in our YouTube with the following format: name, underscore question. And don't forget to do your attendance letter. The link will be given at the end of the session. So, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? So, if you're ready, let me invite Kak Festo to be the moderator of this session. Kak Festo, the time is yours.
Okay. Do my voice clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Supri. Good afternoon, everyone. Again, I'll introduce myself. My name is Festo, and I'm from batch 18. And today I'll be responsible to moderate this webinar. So who's excited for today's session? I believe that you are all excited. You can give any reaction in the Zoom maybe, or in the chat room, you can type anything. So once again, welcome to this webinar. Careerman, how becoming an English teacher mesmerized me. So like the title of this Careerman, get yourself to be ready to be mesmerized. Okay, before we go to our main session, please let me introduce our wonderful speaker today, Bu Laili Amin Fajaria, or we can call her Bu Laili. Talking about her educational background, she finished her bachelor's degree in UNY, just like us, English language education, and she also finished her master degree in UNY studying linguistic terapan, and now she is finishing her doctoral degree also in UNY, and she is now teaching as an English language teacher in SMP 5 Panggang, Gunung Kidul DIY. And she has also a lot of awards and achievement. There are many of them, but I'll just mention 2 of them now. She is a penerima Satya Lencana Pendidikan from our president in 2019, and also she has a gold medal because she has the first place in Olimpiade Guru Nasional Bahasa Inggris SMP, which is se-Indonesia, you know, guys, in 2018. Isn't it amazing? And I know that you guys are already mesmerized now. Okay, now without any further ado, please welcome our special guest today, Bu Laili. The time is yours.
Thank you, Mas Festo. Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, Bu Laili.
Good afternoon, Bu Laili.
Thank you, Ibu Mera, and also Bu Pipit, for giving chance for me to be here with UKDW students. And this is the second time for me to meet UKDW students, and I was very. It was in 2019, ya Bu Mera, ya, before the pandemic. I visited UKDW, and now I visited again the students of UKDW, but through online. Yeah, actually, I want to visit face-to-face meeting with all of you, but because this is still a pandemic, and then we can only meet through Zoom meeting. Thank you for the chance, Ibu Pipit, and here I only want to share, so I will not give something extravagant. I just share my experience, like since my undergraduate degree as English education students, English education department students, like all of you right now, and also my journey, the whole journey from graduation until now. I have 11 years experience of teaching. Okay, let me share screen. Thank you, Mas Festo, for introducing me. But I want to introduce myself again. Semoga nggak bosan ya yang lainnya. Well, so when frankly speaking, when Miss Mira texted me the topic of today's career month, that is how becoming an English teacher has mesmerized me. I was I was shocked because frankly speaking, being English teacher is what do we call it? It is something that is challenging and something that is full of ups and downs of my life. And what are the ups and what are the downs, I will tell you later. Hopefully that what I have experienced will be a kind of inspiration for you, or will be a kind of motivation for you to be better and better. Okay, like Mas ya, like Mas Festo said, I'm now English teacher at SMP 5 Panggang Gunung Kidul. So I am a teacher in the faraway mountain, in a mountain area. I am from Kayangan, and I also, besides teaching English, I also become instructor of Bahasa Indonesia for penutur asing atau BIPA. But especially I teach only Korean. And then now I'm also an awardee of LPDP. I hope that all of you know what is LPDP. This is a scholarship. This is a department from the government, from the Ministry of Finance, that has responsibility to maintain the educational fund. And later on, when you graduate from UKDW, after you graduate from your undergraduate study, you can pursue S2 or master degree abroad through applying in LPDP. But me, myself, I got the award of LPDP for the civil servant targeted group in 2018 to continue my doctoral degree in penelitian dan evaluasi pendidikan Yogyakarta State University. Right now, I'm the secretary of Yogyakarta English Teacher Association. And this year, Yogyakarta English Teacher Association will have a collaboration with UKDW. In August, Miss Pipit, we will have a conference, online conference or online seminars. I hope that all of you will join us. And besides active in JETA, I am also team 12 of MGMP. MGMP is the English Teacher Forum or Musyawarah Guru Mata Pelajaran. This is what is that? The committee of, not the committee. It's like the board of English teachers in Gunung Kidul. And besides, I also the guest speaker of Radio Edukasi in BPMR, Kementerian Pendidikan dan Kebudayaan, the Ministry of Education and Culture. And the most important is this one, the red one. I'm a proud Simbo. What is Simbo? Do you know what is Simbo, Mas Festo?
Yeah.
Yeah, mother, because this is Japanese, Japanese term of address for mother. Jadi I'm a proud Simbo. I have one son. He is right now next to me drawing something. Hopefully he will not disturb me like what I have usually got from him. Okay. And if you want to know more about me, to stalk my what is that? Ally pictures, you can go to my Instagram, Laili_Amin_Fajaria. And if you want to look around, when you look for some English materials for your practice for teaching practice, for example, you can go to my YouTube channel, Laili English. Ini jadi promo ya. Okay, before I talk too much, I want to ask your participation to curcol or curhat colongan. So can you please, let's go to menti.com and the code is 6021 4528. Oke, sayangku kenapa? Oke. Oh, oke. Oke. Oh, sudah ya. Let me present. Sorry, ini tadi, this is the commercial break, like what I told you, Mas Festo. So, okay, the first question, this is for Chursol, so you are free to choose the one that fits your experience. Be honest. Was being an English department student your first choice? So the one who haven't visited menti.com, please type menti.com, and then the code is 6021 4528. Yeah, we have 5 respondents who will join us. We have 18 participants. 4 who said yes, 2 said no. Was being an English department student your first choice? Let's wait, yeah. Menti.com 6021 4528. Okay, 4 for yes and then 4 for no. 5 no's. Let's wait. No. Okay, only 10 of you? Only 10? Okay, 11. 6 no's. 6 students said no's. No, and then 5 students say yes. Okay, let's go to the next questions. Only 11? Okay. What do you think of being an English teacher in the future? What do you think of being an English teacher in the future? Say, sebentar tadi sayang. Okay, type anything. What do you think of being an English teacher? Is it something that is, is it something interesting, something challenging? Okay, excited. And then let's wait for the other. I'm not sure. Okay, beyond the limit. Excited, creative, challenging. What next? It won't be needed. Okay. Yeah. Confused. Doubt. But it's fun. Okay. Any more? Any more? New experience? Okay. Is there any more respond? More respond? Okay. The challenging, yeah? Most of you think that being an English teacher is very challenging. Okay, is there any more response? Okay, so let me stop this one. Okay, so from the short survey, only some of you who joined the survey, but 6 of 11 students said that being an English education department student is not your first choice. And then most of you think that being an English teacher is challenging thing. Yeah. Okay, let me tell you what about my experience. Okay. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yeah. Yeah. This is my experience. How did I become an English department student? Frankly speaking, similar to the other six students who said no, I also said no. So being an English department student is not my first choice. My first choice at that time in 2004 is taking chemical engineering. But I apply in UGM, Gadjah Mada University for chemical engineering through ujian masuk waktu itu UM. But I also in the same time I applied English education department in Yogyakarta State University through jalur penelusuran bibit unggul. So through applying through nilai rapot ya, nilai rapot. And the announcement of ujian masuk UGM, I failed to enter chemical engineering. But luckily, my second choice in English education department, Yogyakarta State University is accepted. So yeah, okay, finally, I will be the English department student. And frankly speaking, this is not my choice. It is not the thing that I really wanted at that time. This is my brother who asked me, okay, take English education department. Why he asked to do so? He asked me to do so. He was possessed. He was he was at that time he failed enter English education department twice, and he still has an ambition to be an English education department, but he couldn't. So he asked his sister, me, to apply in English education department. So same like the 6 of you who said no, English education department is also not my first choice. And what happened to me at that time? So in my first year as English department students, I was frustrated. I miss math. Maybe this is strange for some of language department students. I miss math because actually I like science and math more than social studies. So entering the English department, there is no math at that time, and there is no science, of course. And the materials are at that time in the first semester is like Pancasila, and then Bahasa Indonesia, and more social studies. And I have to memorize the materials, but I cannot memorize materials at that time because I'm not the one who likes memorizing things. I prefer applying formula in math or in physics or in chemistry. So I was frustrated at the time. And it happens for a year. So in the second year of my study, I started to falling in love. Why? At the time I got the subject is called Teaching English as a Foreign Language, or TEFL. So here I got some inspiration from the the subjects. So maybe all of you already know who is Harmer, and then we also started to know Brown, and then Jack Richard, and etc. And I started to fall in love to English language learning. And moreover, in the next semester at that time, we had English instructional technology. Here, we made teaching kits for the students. So I created puzzle and then flashcard. And I think this is an interesting thing. And I start thinking, oh, being in this department is not totally disaster. I found something fun, something interesting, and some materials that I like. So I decided myself to, okay, it's time for me to move on. I have to forget my ambition as chemical engineering students. I have to forget about wearing the white, what do we call it? White gown, white shirt for the lab. And I have to move on. I have to move on. So I studied harder at that time because all of my friends in the classroom are what is that? Are from PBU, jalur PBU juga. They are from jalur penelusuran bibit unggul juga. So we are from various areas from Indonesia who are selected because of the achievement in senior high school. So they are what is that? They are categorized into high achieving students. So I have to learn more to be able to learn together with them. And then to make myself, sorry, Mas Festo, is my son's voice disturbing? Masa
No.
enggak ya?
No.
Enggak ya, soalnya dia agak main game sambil agak ngomong lama. Oke.
Okay.
Kalau ada gangguan yang terlalu nanti you can you can tell me ya.
Okay.
Okay, let's continue. So I started to realize that I had to move on, and then I studied hard and I learned the materials that I liked most. At that time, I found that TEFL and EIT are my favorite. So I learned more about the teaching the English teaching models, and then I learned more about what is that, teaching kids, media, and etc. And then I found myself being surrounded by an inner circle who likes to study and also play in the same time. So we did assignments together while we were having fun, and then at that time we watched Japanese drama and Korean drama, and after that we did the assignment. So I found the circle to make myself happy and to make myself motivated to learn. Besides, I'm not an activist student. I didn't join BEM or what do we call some students organization. I once joined organization is the Campus Broadcasting Club. So here I met other students from other department, not only English education department. Why I liked joining this club because I can meet some male students from the engineering department, because it is still even though I moved on, I don't want to be I don't want to be an engineering student anymore, but I want to have a boyfriend from the engineering department. This has happened in 2006 to 2009, and then finally after struggling through the ups and downs of being students of English department, finally I graduated in 2009. This is at that time I graduated in August, So this is the last chance for me if I want to have to get cum laude. Jadi this is the last one. Kesempatan terakhir, bulan terakhir untuk saya untuk bisa cum laude. And I made it. And 2009, I graduated. And in the same year, I was accepted as civil servant in Gunung Kidul. So in the next year, starting from January, I started to be an English teacher at SMP 5 Panggang, Gunung Kidul. And this is another drama camp. Welcome to the real world. When I visited the school for the first time, I was shocked because I found the school in a mountainous area. So this is a small school, is very small school, and it is an, what do we call, satu atap, sekolah satu atap. So the school is, there is an elementary school there and also the junior high school there. And this is in one area. And the buildings of SMP are still, what do we call, meminjam, borrowing some buildings from the SD. And how to get to the school? This is a rocky road to school. At the time in 2010, the road is still rocky, and we had only 2 classes, grade 7 and grade 8. And the students are, for grade 7 at that time, 23 students or 27 students, and for grade 8, only 9 students. So the school is very, very small. And the more surprising thing is that there is no book. There is no, what do we call, the handbook for the students or for the teacher. So no book at that time. And no LCD projectors, of course, no internet connections. And the teacher's office is in one room, one large room. There are teachers and then the staff and then also principal. So this is a very, very small school. And I try to, okay, this is the time for me to another adaptation. In the beginning of my year, in the beginning of my year as the English department student, I have to adapt from my dream from the engineering, chemical engineering student, becoming English education students. And now in 2010, I have to adapt it to the new life as the junior high school teacher in a small school in the mountain. And with this, with the many limitations, such as no books and then no LCD projector. Okay, sorry. I started thinking that I don't want to be an ordinary teacher, because if I only teach in this school, what I know is only some students with only 30 something students, and then I only teach the way, the traditional way. I have no improvement at all. So I think I had to go out of this zone. Actually, this is not a comfort zone. Yeah, this is a challenging zone for me. At that time, in 2011, I tried to join English department, English teacher, what is it? MGMP, English Teacher Association in the agency. And then here I met more experienced teacher. They are more experienced, and then they have more, what is that? More access of information. And here I started to learn how to create, how to develop lesson plans, how to, what do we call? How to develop assessment instrument for the students. Before joining this association, I teach only, okay, I looked at the syllabus and then I created my own worksheet, because my students have notebook and the teacher also have notebook. So I created my own worksheet and I printed the worksheet and bring to school for about a year. And then the RPP is still, I downloaded some RPPs outside outside my school and only changed the name and the principal and the name of the school. And later, when I joined this association, I started to learn how to develop lesson plan well. And then how to create the worksheet. Even though the worksheet itself is, we have learned in material development in the undergraduate study, but here I learned many more things from the experienced English teachers. And here I also met a teacher who has information about the scholarship. So she told me that there is a scholarship for junior high school teachers. And this scholarship is from the Ministry of Education and Culture. If you want to have more information about it, you can go to Dinas. So at the time I asked Dinas. Dinas is the, what do we call? The Department of Education and Youth and Sport in the Regency. Dinas Pendidikan dan Pemuda dan Olahraga di kabupaten masing-masing. So I went to Dinas and I asked for the information, but at the time there was still limited information. So I asked other friends, please look for this information, look for the information about the scholarship from the Ministry of Education. And luckily we got the information and we applied the scholarship for S2. And in the upcoming year, in 2012, I got the scholarship. The scholarship is from P2TK, the Ministry of Education and Culture. And I enrolled my magister degree in Yogyakarta State University. Now, here I started another experience of joining conferences. So before become the students of become the student of S2, master, I joined conference only for the participants. But later in 2012, I started to challenge myself. Okay, why I have to be a participant? I think I can present something from what I have experienced. I have unique experience as teacher. Why didn't I write it down and then present it in the conference? So I tried. The first paper I wrote is about developing ICT assisted tasks for teaching descriptive text. At that time, ICT task here is only PowerPoint based. So I use PowerPoint with the sound and with the picture, and I use it to teach my students. At that time, luckily, my school already have one LCD projector. So I wrote down the experience in developing those media, and I presented in ICCP conference in 2012. And I found out that presenting something in front of the other people is something, what is that? It's a kind of addiction. So I was addicted at that time. And when there was information about conference, okay, I have to write something, and I submit the abstract or the paper. And when I was selected, my paper was selected, and I presented in that conference. And a lecturer of mine called me a conference goer. Why a conference goer? Because I went to any conference from in Yogyakarta and also in Surabaya. At that time, because I was in study duty, I don't teach. I got scholarship for studying, and I got some living allowance. So I used the money for joining conferences while traveling with my friends. It happens in 2012 to 2014. So meeting in a conference, I also met many new friends, and I learned from other people, other experts, and what do we call in English? In bahasa Jawa, I have kulaan. What kulaan ya, Miss Mera? What is kulaan in English? I
Learning a
pick,
lot of things.
yeah, kulaan ide gitu ya. So I picked many ideas from the other presenters, and then it seems that this idea is what is that? Is interesting. Why don't I use it to teach later on in my school? So I learned from other presenters too. And in 2013, because my hobby is going to conference, I have a friend of mine who has the same hobby, and she asked me to let's join the Extensive World Congress at Yonsei University. Wow, I have no idea what should I write at the time, and then she told me that the topic is about extensive reading. And in 2013, at that time, extensive reading is still something new. Now it is already implemented by many people, and also the government have gerakan literasi. But at that time, in 2013, extensive reading is something new. So I tried to read what is extensive reading, and then I said to her, "Oh, I have an idea." Actually, while we were watching kid dramas with subtitle, with English subtitle, we subconsciously learned or picked up many new words from here. And then this one, the people next to me, she said, "Oh yeah, you are right. We learn like in Korean, chaksarang. In English is unrequited love, and then we have other words. Why don't we did the research related to that thing?" And then we agreed to conduct a collaboration. So we write down a paper. The title is English subtitled K-drama, a way of extensive reading in vocabulary advancement. And this one is also iseng-iseng berhadiah. We submit the paper to the committee, and luckily it was selected with revision, with some revision. But we at that time we were not thinking about. Sorry, is it okay? Azannya masuk nggak apa-apa?
It's okay. It's
Okay, so, because my house is in front of the mosque. Okay, so at that time we were not thinking about the presentation. Actually, we use the abstract, or we use the paper as the ticket to travel to South Korea at the time. And alhamdulillah, we finally we were able to revise the papers according to the committee, and then we visited Yonsei University and presented our paper in 2013. In the same year, this is also the time for me to upgrade myself. My chief of MGMP called me, "Laili, do you want to join JETA?" At that time, I know JETA is one of association, English Teacher Association in Yogyakarta province, which always conduct an annual seminars. And then, "Oh, saya mau banget Pak, mau gitu kan." So, okay, join us, and we will have a conference in at that time in Sarjana Wiyata UST, and I become one of the committee at the time. And here I met many amazing teachers as my role model. So I learned many things from them, from my seniors, and they also advised me to be a better English teacher. Okay, this is in 2013. If you have any question, you can type on the chat, or we will have a Q&A later, Mas Festo. Later ya?
Yeah, later.
Later, oke. Oke, ini saya ngobrol gini kalau misalkan bosan boleh di-cut loh ya. Okay, and then in 2014, I graduated my master degree as best graduate at that time with GPA or grade point average 3.99. And my study period is 20 months. And this is the tagline, yeah, ijazah, ijabsah, and hadiah. So in 2014, I got the ijazah or the master degree certificate. And I also ijabsah. So I ended my jomblo status and was back to kahyangan. So I mean, I married. And then at that time in the same year, I also have to start teaching again because I have finished my study. And in this teaching process, after my graduation, I found some more chance to improve my teaching. What I have learned from conferences to conferences, what I learned from my master's for my graduate studies, I applied and I implemented them in my teaching. One of my favorite one is digital storytelling project. So I asked my students to create digital stories, and then in the first digital storytelling project, we used Movie Maker at that time. In 2016, I used Movie Maker for my students. So my students create digital story using Movie Maker, and then they upload it in YouTube, and we have a kind of survey who is the most viewed video, whose video with most liked, and we get a kind of prize for those students. And beside conducting the project for my student, I also developed the digital story for my students. So the idea is simple. So I combine some pictures, and then I recorded my voice, and then I combine or edit the pictures and my voice into a video using Movie Maker at the time. And I use that video to teach recount text, and also to teach, recount text and narrative text. And then I wrote a report of those development, and I submit the research, the best practice, into the Committee of Lomba Kreativitas Guru Nasional. And luckily, I got the second winner of LKG Nasional in 2014. And luckily this one, can you spot the man in the middle, Mas Festo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's Anies Baswedan.
Yes, this is the first time for me to shake hand with the Ministry of Education and Culture, Mas Anies, yeah, at that time in 2014. And I got a privilege since I was pregnant for 8 months at the time, 8 months pregnancy. So whenever we took pictures, he always asked me to come closer. Mbak, sini Mbak, di dekat saya. Yeah. So I was lucky at that time. And the other teachers have to have to be in a hurry to find the right spot, but he always give me the spot next to him. Okay, and this is the story in 2014 and 2015. So I delivered my baby, and I start being a working mother, working oma. So I had to adapt my life as a mother and as a teacher. So here I still try to to teach my students using some creative ideas from what I got from the conference, what I got from reading reading the internet, and also YouTube, watching YouTube. And nothing special in 2015 actually. Okay, let's move. Oh, I have a time to break. Let's have a time travel. Can I ask other participants to join this time travel, Mas Festo?
Yes, yes, of
Yeah,
course.
yeah. Let's see who are with us today. So we will have a time travel now. So I will tell a story to all of you, and you will continue my story with a word or some words. And the word will start with the letter that I mentioned. Can you get what I said, Mas Vesto? So I will tell stories to all of you, and I will stop. For example, the things start with D, for example, and then all of you can type something started with D in the chat. The participant can write the chat, right?
Yeah, yes,
Yeah,
yes, they are.
the chat. Yeah, okay. So if I say, for example, and I meet a person, the name starts with A. So you type a name, any name you have known or any name you know starts with A. Misalkan Anton or Alex, misalkan. Is it clear? Is it clear?
Yes,
Yes. Okay. Are you ready?
let's go, let's
Can
go.
you, can all of you, let me, ini stop share dulu ya, biar saya bisa baca. Can all of you type ready in the chat room? Okay, Christina. Ready, Miss Elsa, Mas Festo? Yeah, we will have a time travel. Aduh, kok agak ini. Yang lain ready ya? Hello. Okay. Only four, five, 1, 2, 3, 4. Only four of us. Yang lainnya sedang apa nih? Miss Olivia, Miss belum ya? Oh, YouTube viewers are ready. Okay. Okay. YouTube viewers bisa komen di ini ya, komen di YouTube-nya ya. Okay, we will do a time travel. One morning, I woke up late. I found a small thing on my bedside. The thing starts with D. Yeah. Type anything start with D. You can type anything starts with D. Okay, Donkey, Christina. Dice, okay. Dictionary, wow. Next, what is the thing start with D? Let's wait the other. Donkey, dice, doll, okay. D apa ya? Anything, yeah? Okay. Door, okay. Masupri, the thing start with D is door. Okay, let's continue. After touching the thing, suddenly I saw a flashlight and I was not in my room anymore. I was under a very big tree. I looked up and I just realized that this is a tree started with C. Started with C. Okay. Cherry blossom. What next? C. Other tree started with C. Chocolate. Okay. Coca. Next, I also want to have a bar of chocolate. Okay, coconut. Okay. Only Christina who found the tree. Okay, let's continue. I walked around the tree and I saw a fruit on the ground. Wow, the fruit was started with G. Started with G. Okay, this is my favorite, Nita. And like your name, it started with G too. Guava. And what next? Started with G. A fruit. Grape. Okay. Any other? What next? Grape, Helena, and others? Korean. Okay, I like Korean too. Guanabana. Yeah. Okay. Kanana. Kanana. Okay. Next, after eating enough food, couple. What is couple? After apple. Okay. Maksa terus ini Gian. Okay. After eating enough fruits, I kept walking. I met many people wearing unique dress. Oh, so I realize now. It was not 2021. I read the date on a newspaper next to me. Oh, it was 1945. I was confused. Moreover, I did not understand what people talking around me. They spoke strange language. So I walked along the street and finally I found a monument. The name of the country was written there. It started with E. What country is started with E? Okay, England, Espanol, Egypt, okay. Ecuador, but not Indonesia, yeah. Ethiopia, okay. Ethiopia. Is there any other country? Mana lagi? Singapore, Holland. Itu orang Jawa ya. Mana lagi? Okay, so we have time travel to Egypt, to Ecuador, to Ethiopia. Give applause for all of us. We have moved from 2021 to 1945. Okay, let's back to 2021. Yeah, let's back to the laptop. Okay, let me share screen again. Which one? Okay. Tadi sudah sampai this one. Now this one in 2016, it's the show time. So after creating some best practices, join some conferences and applying what I got from the conferences, what I have kulaan, what I have bought from the conferences to my teaching, I joined some competitions. And 2016 is the starting year when I got the first time I got the third winner of outstanding teacher or guru berprestasi in my regency Gunung Kidul, and in the same time in the same year I also got second winner of Forum Ilmiah Guru in Gunung Kidul Regency, and in the province I got the third winner, and in the same year I also joined Best Practice Guru se-Jogja dan Jateng in Yogyakarta State University, and I got the first winner. And from this awards, from this winner, from this competition, I mean, I okay. I use the topic, or I use digital storytelling as the topic of my research, as the topic of my best practice. So I use digital storytelling project for descriptive text, for recount text, and then for narrative text. And I split those practices to be submitted in many competitions. Next, in 2017. So here, what I said is never be enough. It's not that I'm not, what is that? I'm not grateful to what I have got, but here I think I have to learn more. I have to get more experience, more knowledge. So I still doing some research while teaching and conducting some best practices, and wrote the best practice and submit to the competition. And in 2017, I conducted a digital storytelling project, but this time with different students for report text, for teaching report text, and not PC based. So I started use KineMaster, and the students conduct do the digital storytelling individually. So in the previous research, I always use PC based, which must be done through group work, because there were only 5 or 4 laptops for the students. So in 2017, I conducted a mini survey and found out that more than 50% of my students have handphone or smartphone. So I started to have digital storytelling project using smartphone, and it is done individually by the students. And I sent the paper to the Committee of Lomba Inovasi Pembelajaran Nasional, and luckily I can be the finalist in Bali. And here I still like to, in this year, I still like joining conferences. At that time, Asia TEFL Conference was held in Yogyakarta. So I joined Asia TEFL Conference, and luckily I also selected as my Microsoft Innovative Educator Expert in 2017. So I want to learn more and more, because while we are learning new things and meeting new people, we I feel like I'm recharged. And besides doing teaching, so as an English teacher, we are not only teaching and teaching. We have many other things that we can do, that we can explore. So I learned new things in 2017, not only about lesson plans, not only about best practice of teaching. I learned about developing assessment instrument. At that time, I was assigned for Ujian Nasional from Puspendik Kemdikbud. And then I also learned writing audio media script for BPMR, Balai Pengembangan Media Radio, the Ministry of Education and Culture. And I also being a guest teacher at Radio Edukasi in Bimbel Bahasa Inggris in Radio Edukasi Kemdikbud. So here, my hobby is announcer. As radio announcer was was appearing again. So I like to learn new things and meeting new people. And what I have learned, like the first one, developing assessment instrument for Puspendik. It happens in 2017. Later, when I learned more about developing assessment instrument, and I got chance from Puspendik to write soal ujian nasional, and I try to do it as best as I can. So I got I what is that? I also wrote the UN for 2018, 2019, and the last one in 2020, because there is no UN at that time. I became editor of the what is soal, yeah, of the assessment instrument from Puspendik. And next, we still have more time, yeah. In 2018, this is I challenged myself to join Olimpiade Guru Nasional. So actually, this is the competition is starting from the regency level. So I was in the first place in the regency. So I was sent to the provincial level, and in the provincial level, I can be the representative of Yogyakarta to be in the national one in Lombok at that time in 2018. And luckily I got the first winner. And in 2014, I met Mas Anis. In 2018, I got the award from, at that time, Pak Muhajir. And this is the competition that what I always say as menang banyak. So I only won one competition, but the effect is so many. I got appreciation from the region, from Bupati Gunung Kidul, and the head of education, youth and sport from Gunung Kidul, and then also from the Yogyakarta province. And in the end of that year, in December 2018, I got Anugerah Prestasi Pendidikan from the governor of Yogyakarta, because I became the representative of Yogyakarta in the national level. Okay, and beside those awards, I also, in 2019, I was selected as one of campers in summer camp held by Relo US Embassy. Here, I met other amazing English teachers from all over Indonesia. And I was lucky to be trained for 12 days at that time. I learned more things. I learned more icebreakers. I learned more technique of teaching, and I met more people who are inspiring. And in the same year, this one, participants of short course in Leiden University. This is as the award because I was the first winner of the from the English Olympiad. And in the same year, I started new dreams and become a doctoral mama as the LPDP awardee. Okay, now in the same year, 2019, but this one is in November, I got Satya Lancana Pendidikan from the President of Indonesia, but luckily or unluckily, but at that time, Pak Jokowi cannot attend the ceremony, so I finally met Pak Mas Nadiem. Okay, and this one is the sad period. This is when the Corona attacked us. And I have to call it as Samedi time, 2020. We have to stay at home for almost 8 months. And then I only spending my time for studying because I have to did some assignments for my doctoral degree. And at that time, I like to sharing online to other teachers too. And to ease the boredom, I started creating YouTube content. And still, I became the nanny in 2020. And in 2021, yeah, lapar sebentar ya. I think that no more Smedi. And luckily, my husband already permit me to go outside to see the real world, not only the screen world. So I started to work as assessor and instructor of Sekolah Penggerak. Sekolah Penggerak is the new program from the government. and I become the assessor. So I assess the kepala sekolah, the principal, who later will be selected as the principal of sekolah penggerak, and also instructor of sekolah penggerak. And besides, I also becoming guru pamong of PPG, professional education program PPG itu apa? Program Profesi Guru Universitas Negeri Yogyakarta. And I still becoming the audio script writer of Radio Edukasi. So what I am now doing is not merely teaching. Okay, so what can conclude from my story? This is my reflection. I don't want to be like this frog. Tidak seperti katak dalam tempurung ya. So I want to be out of the box. I want to go outside my comfort zone to see the world outside. If I keep on being a teacher in my small school, so what I know is only teaching, and teaching is boring. Teaching is not interesting. Something meeting my students maybe make me frustrated. But since I go outside the world, see meeting new people, learning new things from other, and then I bring the knowledge, the experience to my classroom. So teaching is now more interesting. And I found out that teacher has other challenging job, other interesting job rather than only teaching. So I can do other things that are still related to my teaching and related to my job, but not only teaching. So I found out that being English teacher is not that boring. And what is another thing that more important is to be a good English teacher, to be a happy English teacher, I have to love my job. I love my job as a teacher. I love my job to be surrounded by new people and to learn new things. And next, I also have many dreams. So I have a dream to be able to pursue my doctoral degree. I have dream to to be the winner of the teacher competition. I have a dream to go abroad for a short course, and etc. So love and dream, in my opinions, are a good combination to make me become happy English teacher. Okay, I think that's all from me, Mas Festo. And this is my quote, bermimpilah setinggi-tingginya, berjuanglah sekuat tenaga, biarkan Tuhan menjadikannya nyata. Thank you.
Wow, amazing. Okay, thank you, Laili. I believe that now we are all mesmerized. That's an insightful experiences. I believe that we learn a lot. I also put from what you said before, I have to love my job. So we have to love what we are doing. Love and dream is a good combination. Yeah, I agree with that. It's amazing. So what do you think, Sabri?
Yeah, Kafesto, I'm very happy to joining this afternoon's event.
Yeah.
Because I get a new paradigm about a teacher. Because before, I didn't like to be a teacher because I thought a teacher is a very boring job, But from the Ibu Laili's explanation, I get a new knowledge that a teacher, especially in English teacher, so fun. Like Ibu Laili mentioned before. And then from Ibu Laili's explanation, I've learned that I should find something, something I love
Mhm.
especially in this department. Like study hard and have a great mindset. That's
True.
for me, Kak Festo. Thank you.
Yeah, I agree with that. So from Bulaili experiences, I believe that we now see an English teacher in a new perspective. We learn new things, we will learn new things, and when we met new people, it will recharge us and renewing our mind. And maybe some of us is still doubting about being an English teacher, but as time goes by, we might fall in love with something that we meet in the journey being now a pre-service teacher. Okay, so maybe we should go to the next session, which is the Q&A session. And some of our friends here maybe have any questions. You can now ask Gulaili, maybe to confirm, or you can ask anything to her. You can type in the chat box, and you can type your name, underscore, your batch, and also your questions. Is that right, Jufri?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can type it in the chat box. Yeah, and also you can, maybe if you want to ask directly, you can also open your mic and ask Bulaili. Yeah, thank you, Elsa. Does anyone want to ask? Because I also have some questions actually. Okay. Maybe while waiting for the others, I'll just ask my questions.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe the first thing is, again, your experience is very amazing, and maybe I'll want to ask this thing. What, in your opinion, what things that makes you enjoy being an English teacher?
Okay. A nice question, Mas Festo.
Yeah.
What makes me enjoy being English teacher? Being English teacher is we what do we call? We meet our students, and the students, especially me, because I'm in junior high school. Meeting students is sometimes makes, what is that? It's like something entertaining. So they are fun. They are funny. Even though sometimes they are make me make me angry, but they are still so honest. In my case, because they are 7th grade to 9th grade, they are still honest, and they if they want to, if I teach in an interesting way and they are happy, they show it to us directly. Oh, Miss, saya bisa loh, Miss, ternyata saya bisa. So when they were shouted, they are shouting, and then they are very active in my classroom. It makes me happy. So when I have an experience, Mas. Maybe it's not directly answer your question. I have an experience. I was unprepared. One day I was unprepared. I didn't bring any materials. I didn't bring any plan to teach. And then I went to the classroom. And what happened is my students cannot lie. They seem bored with my teaching. And then they only talk to their friends. And then it's like a reflection for me. Oh yeah, this is my fault. I didn't prepare anything. And then the next meeting, I came into the classroom with full of preparation, with games that possibly the students like. So I entered the room, and then I started to greet them. And then we had the teaching and learning process, which is already well prepared. And I asked them to, okay, now we will have a survey with your friends, and we will have it outside the class. And you will have to speak in English. If not, you will get the love mark, tanda cinta dari temannya. The tanda cinta is what is that? A mark on the cheek or on the forehead from the partner if they speak Javanese or Bahasa Indonesia. And they were very happy. They were actively what is that, running and writing them, what is that, putting a mark on their friend when their friends cheating. No, so here when I see they were enjoying their learning activity, it makes me happy. So it can be a kind of medicine for me too. Sometimes when I was tired and then I enter the classroom and the students are active and they enjoy my class, then it will make me more motivated to provide them with better and better activity. And comparing to the other job, I don't like what is that? I don't like administrative job. So being a teacher is I can meet people, and then besides meeting my students, I also meet other English teachers who have more experience, and I can also meet other experts in teaching, for example, through a conference, and it motivates me to be a better person, to be a better English teacher. So being an English teacher for me is interesting. Interesting. Okay. Is that
Okay.
answering your question? Okay.
Yes. Yes, it is. Okay. Yeah, I agree. As I have also said before that now we see English teacher just beyond, not only just about teaching, but also meet other people, can have a chance to go to some conference, doing some research, doing some papers also. And yeah, again, based on your experience, yeah, it's amazing. Okay, there is also some questions coming, and one question from our friends here, from Nita, from batch 19, and I'll read the questions for you.
Yes.
I saw Bu Lily presentation about some limitation in teaching SMP SMP 5 Panggang, such as technology, place, and etc. How could you adapt with that? How to make the class being more conducive?
Okay.
That's the
Thank
question.
you, Mbak Nita. Yes, in the beginning of my career there, so in 2010, there were still so many limitations there. And like what I said, we have no internet connection, we have no LCD projector, we have no books. So what I did at that time was I preparing my own worksheet. I designed the materials at home, and then I printed with colorful paper and I bring it to school. And I cannot print it at my school because at that time the printer was broken. So I have to print it at home. And I bring the printed materials and also the media. So the media is, what is that? In 2011, I created a timeline flashcard. So I created some flashcard, and then I make a dice, and then board. What is that? It is the ladder snake and ladder board, and that one can be used for sorry, can be used for teaching the expressions of likes and dislike, or for giving and asking for an opinion. So I created my teaching kits at home, Mbak Nita, and also the worksheet for the students at home, and I bring it to school because the students need to learn something, and without any media, without any materials, we cannot learn. If I only write down something on the whiteboard, at that time blackboard, at that time still blackboard, on the blackboard, then I think it's not something interesting. So I have to prepare the teaching kits at home and bring it to school. That one. And for this one, the place. The place is in the mountainous area, and we have actually this is it can be a positive thing. So we have a very nice scenery. So we used to have outside classroom, outside the classroom. So we have activity outside the class. I mean, I bring them to the, what do we call in English? Kebun, tapi it's not garden, yeah. Kebun. What is kebun, Miss Mira? So it's not garden. It's not garden. It is.
It is ladang.
Yeah, it's like ladang. What is it? I cannot find the word. Yeah. So bring them to outside the classroom, and we walked around the outside, the around the street, and then we found, for example, trees, and then we started to we talk about the trees. What about the color of the what is it, the leaf? What is the color of the flower? So this is only the simple activity, because I only want to make the students like English first. About the materials, it is the upcoming priority. They like my what is that? They like English first, and then later they will learn the materials. Okay, gimana Miss Nita?
Yeah. Okay, I believe that it answers Nita's questions. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Besides the limitation, I believe that it doesn't limit ourselves as a teacher to teach the materials. Yeah. Okay.
Kak Festo,
Oh,
I have a question for Ibu Laili.
Okay.
So I wanna read. Ibu Lili, after all this time, tell us some your best practice of applying teaching methods or techniques or approaches to engage the class both in face-to-face class and online class.
Okay. So it's a good question, Mas Supri.
Thank you.
Not only the face-to-face learning, yeah. So yeah, because I teach during the face-to-face learning since when it become what is that? The blended learning. I was already in study duty, but I have an experience. I have an experience teaching my students during the PJJ, during the remote learning for 2 months. The time in July and August last year, because I was in my semester break and I asked my principal, Pak, saya pengen merasakan ngajar ketika pandemi. Kayak apa sih gitu kan? So most of the teachers at my school, they make the worksheet and then send through WhatsApp to the students, and the students submit the assignment. And I think it's not something interesting. So I want to try teach the remote students. I conducted blended learning. So I created my video for teaching and I uploaded to YouTube. And then, and then I deliver the link. I share the link before the schedule. I mean, my class was on Tuesday. So on Monday, I already shared the link to my students, and my students watch the video. But some of them said to me, Miss, kalau nonton YouTube tuh kuotanya cepat habis. Okay, so I prepare not only the YouTube link, I also created the audio version and then share the audio ones. So I provided them with video and then the audio and the worksheet. And then some students possibly did not watch the video. So to make sure that they watch the video, okay, there will be a quiz after watching the video. So I use quizzes at that time. After I use quizzes for their comprehension question session, some male students texted me privately, Miss, saya skornya dapat 100 loh, Miss. Some others texted me, Miss, saya baru 60, saya ngulangi ya, Miss. Pokoknya saya mau dapat 100. Okay, so I try to adjust with their preferences. So boys usually like games. So I use quizzes to make them watch the video, to watch the materials, and then to did the comprehension question through the quiz. And then in the upcoming day, in the synchronous, but it's not synchronous because it's only through WhatsApp group. I teach by using voice note, and some students respond the same thing through texting or through a voice note, and then later we will have the post activity or the after class activity through WhatsApp group too. They can consult to me privately or through the WhatsApp group. And this one, I think it's better compared to I only gave or I only delivered a worksheet to the students, and then, okay, you have to submit the assignment tomorrow at 4. So there is still interaction among the students and between the students and me as the teacher. Even even though the conversation or the interaction is only through WhatsApp, because we cannot conduct a virtual meeting like what we have now. We cannot use Zoom or Google Meet. There is a quota from pemerintah, from the government, but many of my students cannot use video conference because the signal. They live in the mountainous area. Sometimes they have no signal. Sometimes when I want to have an IG live, at that time, besok misalnya ngajar pakai IG live ya, Miss, saya dulu ke jalan dulu ya, Miss, kalau gitu jam berapa, Miss? So they have to walk to the street, so they will get a better signal. If they stay at home, then they will have no signal for watching my IG live. So, okay, I started to think about preparing. So here, I think about the multimodality, multi-mode of learning, so the media that I have to give to my students should vary, not only visual, not only audio, not only audio-visual. It must, It must be, it must be able to accommodate the students' needs and the students' situations right now. Okay, did it answer, Mas Supri?
Yeah,
It's
sure,
not about the
sure.
method. It's not about the method or the approach, yeah, but it's something about technical things.
Thank you, Bu Laili.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Okay. Yeah, it is challenging for the online situation and also the both online and also offline class.
Yes. Ya, manjat pohon dulu katanya.
Yeah, it also happened to us as a students in here and also
Yeah.
some of our friends here.
Signal ya, the
Okay.
problem is.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, guys, that's the end of our Q&A session actually because the time. And yeah, I should close the Q&A session, and we learned a lot today, and we should thank you, Bu Laili. Maybe you can give applause to Bu Laili again one more time and give any reaction to her. Thank you so much, Bu Laili. I believe that we learned a lot today.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'll give it back the time to Supri.
Okay, thank you, Kak Festo. Once again, thank you, Ibu Laili. Wow, everyone, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great and very insightful session. I know all of the participants get some inspirations and insights from this discussion. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me remind you again, the link for the attendance being shared in the chat box. Make sure you complete that. Well, before we close our event today, I will invite Christina again to lead us in the prayer and follow it by photo session by our sister Elsa. Please, Christina, lead us in prayer.
Okay. Let's pray. Let's pray. Thank you, Lord, for this insightful webinar. Thank you for Ibu Laili for the great material. Thank you that everything went well. Please bless and guide us from now and afterwards. In the name of Jesus, amen.
Thank you, Christina. All right, ladies and gentlemen, time flies. We are now at the end of the session, and we will close the session soon. On behalf of Career Month Committee, we would like to convey our gratitude to Ibu Laili for your time and sharing with us. And also we thank you for all the participants who joined today in our meeting room Zoom and also in our YouTube channel. And also thank you for our brother and sister committee who involved in this event. Ladies and gentlemen, last but not least, keep your post by following our social media account at PBI UKDW, at FKHome_Yogyakarta, and please subscribe to our YouTube channel PBI UKDW. So looking forward to seeing you in the next session of Career Month. Goodbye. Thank you. Before we leave, I will invite again our sister Elsa to take our picture. Elsa, please.
Okay, guys, maybe shall open your camera. Now we will take the picture together. Okay.
Ini satu kali aja ya? Atau mau 2 kali? Satu halaman soalnya. Mau berapa kali, guys?
Just one time, Elsa.
Yeah, just
Kali,
one.
Pak? Oke. 1, 2, 3. Udah. Oke. Sekali aja kan?
Once again, Elsa.
Oke.
Kak. Ya.
1, 2, 3. Oke, udah.
Okay.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. You can leave the meeting.
Yes, thank you, Ibu Laili.
Thank you, Ibu Laili.
Miss Mira, thank
Yes,
you, Mas
thank you,
Supri, Mas
everyone.
Festo, and everyone. Sampai jumpa lagi. See you.
See you.
Alright, loh Festo kok meninggalkan ruangan? Ya, Festo tolong diundang lagi di grup ya, supaya kita sebentar aja evaluasi seperti biasa setelah acara. Ya. Oke, ini masih menunggu Festo dan Noel. Loh, Noel juga ikut keluar.